Michelle Figueroa is a journalist, filmmaker, CNN contributor, creator of Good News Movement, the Instagram account, and has a brand new book out in stores. A Good Thing Happened Today. It's a new children's book.
Beautiful book. It goes around the world with good news stories, and I hope that it inspires a lot of good.
There is a very tricky dance that parents have to do now, from having to learn to explain to kids everything that's going on in the world and understanding all the craziness that is taking place, but also remind them that there's still good things that happen, even though there's adult things that they have to explain to their children.
Sure, exactly. I tell people good news has been happening since the beginning of time. It's just in the newscast, it hasn't been given its fair share. I always think, yes, we need to know the bad news to stay informed, but let's give equal weight to the good news. And there's so many good things happening. Actually, the book starts off kind of going down a street, and think about in your hometown, you walk down the street, maybe you're on your phone thinking about what you have to do or your past and not really tuned into your surroundings in the present. And so my hope for this book is to, you can only notice the good things if you open your eyes to it and if you're present in the moment. So I'm hoping that that's, a reminder for adults, but also for kids to look around. There's so many good things happening, people helping out neighbors, musicians playing out of their balconies during the pandemic, making people happy. All these things are happening. Just because they don't show up all the time, in headlines doesn't mean they're not happening. So I hope it's kind of a wake-up call to everyone. Like, let's tune into all these good things.
Let's talk a little bit about creating Good News Movement, the Instagram account, because as I flash back from when I remember first hearing about it, I mean, that was a time, especially for a certain generation, they didn't have other 9/11s or, other tragedies to go through. And even during those times, there wasn't a platform for them to see, good news. It was just the newscasts and newspapers and traditional media, but creating that. And what was that need in yourself to say, you know what, I don't want to necessarily see it. I want to be the person to bring this news to the world.
Right. Well, to be honest, Trudy, I would pitch my good news story to different networks because I'm a freelancer. And when they said no, my reaction was, but this is such a good story. People need to hear about this. So I had like this treasure trove of good news stories. And the issue was just getting the news directors to agree with me. And I said, well, if I'm the news director, I don't need anyone's approval. And so I feel really lucky and blessed that I was able to take that leap of faith. Because, you never know at the beginning. You have to take a leap of faith. Nothing is perfect in the world, and there's never the right time. So you just got to go for it. And it's really an extension of who I am as a person. It wasn't really ever a business model. No, this is who I am, and this is what I want to share. So I'm really happy that it's actually my job from day to day.
And how many of those news directors called you back once the site took off and were like, we need to have an interview with you?
For sure. They'd say, no, we don't have space in the newscast, but now many morning shows, they'll air my content. And to be honest, I'm happy, because if I can change the landscape just a little bit and there's more positivity that's going into people's homes, going into people's feeds, then I'm all for it. I'm just looking forward and hoping that, good news continues to be more popular and we see less of the bad news. I've unsubscribed to so many bad news pages because it does take a mental toll, and we have to really feed our mental diet with positive things.
With positive things. You had a lot of celebrity followers and celebrity fans: Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Kristen Bell, Ricky Martin, who all in their own ways bring good news and celebrate great things happening in the world as well too. Who inspires you? And did you ever hear from them personally, as far as maybe a thumbs up or a DM?
Yeah, I mean, they're human, of course, at the beginning it was, oh, it's cool, Kristen Bell's following. But, at the end of the day, they're human. They need their good news. And Ricky Martin's amazing. My family is Latina. I'm half Colombian, so I have a special connection to the island. My husband's from Puerto Rico. Orlando Bloom is very supportive, just wonderful. I mean, there are wonderful people everywhere, famous or not famous. And I received the sweetest messages from people. For example, there was one woman whose dad was in the hospital, and she said in the last days of his life, we literally scrolled our feed and watched Good News Movement and cried, and we're so moved. And to me, that's so special. Like, every single message and every single person that supports this, it's really a move. The name movement is because everyone plays a critical role in being part of it. Everyone has a proactive role, and they're my coworkers. People say, how big is my team? And I say over 4 million, because everyone's contributing and everyone's part of this.
That is amazing. Michelle, congratulations on the brand new book. Perfect for children to, start at a young age to learn that, they're still good in this world. They can create the change and they should look out for the wonderful things that are happening all around us. A good thing happened today in bookstores now. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well, too.